Hey friends, this is Holly, and today's video is all about what you can make using Dollar Tree crates. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you click that button. We are using 4 Dollar Tree crates, and I am taking off the stickers, and I just left it in here to show you how easy they remove and they don't leave any residue, which is awesome. This is a piece of wood that I actually got at Lowe's, but they sell the exact same wood, already sanded, ready to go from Dollar Tree in different cuts. Not this tall though, this one's about 23 inches high, and it's because I wanted to use the 4 crates. And now I'm using my trusty, dusty little saw. I love this thing. This wood is too thick to cut it with this, so what I do is I just cut it on one side, then flip it over and cut it on the other side. I just keep nibbling away at it, and this one was a little uneven, so you can even take just thin shavings off and get it more straight. Now I do wear goggles when I use this saw. It does spit off a lot of sawdust. Not too bad, but I mean you still are working with sawdust, so you should be careful. And I'm giving it a quick sand now with the sandpaper first, just a fine grit just to smooth it down, and then in the ends here I'm being a little more aggressive with a nail file. And that's because I wanted to even out the ends to make them nice and flat, so I needed some harder grit, and I only had the nail file. Now I'm using wood glue and hot glue combination here, and I am going to start gluing my crates at an angle up the strip here, but I do measure first with pencil, so I put the crate where I want it. You'll see me do it here in a minute, and then I mark it. I'm already getting hot glue all over my fingertips, you guys. I'm such a mess when I craft. I swear I need a drop cloth or something. There I am, I'm marking it so you can see what I did right there. And I'm also going to take some of the Dollar Tree towering blocks, and I'm going to go ahead and glue them on the back of these, or what will be the black or back, just for extra support. I also use a combination of hot glue and wood glue for those as well. And I put the wood glue on one side. The wood glue actually sticks on the crate, and then I use the hot glue to stick down on the strip. I want to call it a furring strip. It might be a furring strip. I'm not 100% positive. That might be the name of the wood strip that I bought. So I believe they come in either, I think it's 8 feet, and I had them cut it in half for me, and I bought 2 of them. Now I'm using the Dollar Tree rectangle wood right there that you could buy, those little rectangles, and I'm using, again, combination of hot glue and wood glue for a permanent hold, and I'm just going to use that as the base so it stands up and it's more sturdy. So the wood glue is going to be good, just as good as nails for those of you that aren't familiar with wood glue. When you do it on raw wood like this, it sticks like screws, basically. It sticks, the molecules actually bond with the glue, so it is a great glue. It is the only glue really to use with raw wood if you don't want to deal with screws or nails. So now I'm taking burnt umber and black paint and a little bit of water. I watered it down to make a homemade stain, and I'm just painting this all up. And then where the stain didn't take, either from glue or just from the wood grain being kind of weird, I just took a little bit of the paint, not watered down, and it was a little bit darker, like black almost, so it looked more like shadows. I always do this just to touch up wherever the wood didn't stain, and sometimes it does it from the Dollar Tree because there is glue holding the crates together, so they don't always stain evenly. So you do have to kind of take your time and go around everything, and you have to use a little brush to go in the grooves. There I go, right there. That's what I'm talking about, just to make sure everything's covered up. So this did take a little bit of time, but it's worth it. It came up so beautiful, and it's so useful. Here it's staged as towels. I love to provide guest towels in my bathroom for guests, so they have something clean. I either do paper towels or real towels like this, but I'm actually going to use it this way with toilet paper, and it's great. The toilet paper kind of lays on top of the crate, and you have like a secret cubby underneath where you can store like personal items or whatever you need near you when you're on the toilet, I guess. So love this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. This one I grabbed a trellis from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start by taking a craft stick and just making my holes where I need them to be. So this is going to be my template, just screwing some holes in it, and then I'm going to lay it down on top of my crate and mark that with a pencil. Once I marked it off, I just go ahead and cut it at the end, and that way it's going to be the perfect template to get me I hope this explains it. Sometimes it's hard to explain, but see what I'm doing there? Now I have like a little template, and the holes are going to be consistent on my crates. Next, I'm going to take my cute little drill, and I'm going to go ahead and start drilling my holes. Now I'm using the nail file again just to file off like the inside where it kind of puffed out a little bit from the drilling. And we are going to go and paint every single one of these crates in black paint, because the trellis that I chose, Dollar Tree sells like a green one, but they also sell a black one. I chose the black one. There's the trellis, and here are the nylon cable ties that they also sell at the Dollar Tree that you'll need. Or you could use just plain wire too, or hooks. You know, there's several ways you can go about hanging these on here, and you just go and, well, for me, I'm just taking the zip ties, and I'm going to go ahead and zip tie these on. Then I decided to go ahead and add some hot glue in the middle just to hold it together. And we are all done. I love this one. I thought it was so awesome. I actually made it for my nail polish to hang in my craft room, so I have like a little nice cute holder for it. But look at this. You could grow like an herbal garden in this indoors. You could store spices in it. You could store perfume. You could even put jewelry in here. And of course, you could hang it on your front door for a decorative piece just to put little artificial flower beds in there. I think this is so cute. Again, let me know what you think. For this next one, I just grabbed this Dollar Tree little pig, and I'm breaking off the bottom. It comes off pretty easy. I did have to grab my tin snips right there and snip the bottom wood off so that it's nice and flat and just looks a little cleaner. And then I have this paper, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Now, I don't know if you notice what it says on it, like White House Coffee. It talks about tea. It is like the perfect little coffee bar, tea area, paper type stuff. So I'm making this for my kitchen, and I'm just using a glue stick. I'm going to glue it down. I'm taking scissors just to initially cut off like the bulk of it, and then I'm going to use a nail file just to finish it off so the edges are nice and clean. And I do believe the link for that paper is in the description box. If it isn't and you're interested in it, let me know, leave a comment, and I will send you the link. Now I'm taking the crate, and I'm just going to slap it with some apple barrel white acrylic paint, and I'm using this Dollar Tree tag. I wrote the word yum on it, and to cover that hole, I'm using a little half wooden bead right there. I just didn't want to do a bow. And then to get this puppy started, I am going to hot glue its little feet down on the top of the crate, but it does require more support. So I'm just using some skewer sticks here, and I'm cutting them down to size and gluing them on the back, and I used 4 altogether. And then I'm going to cut off with some cuticle clippers right here. I love cuticle clippers. You guys, if you do not have that in your craft room, get them. They are one of the best crafting tools, but I'm just removing the excess hot glue so it looks nice and neat. And we're all done. And this is so, so cute. You could put creamers in here. I'm going to use it for some tea bags, but I just think this is such a cute, happy, decorative little storage area. For this project, I am using this reindeer that I found at Dollar Tree, and this arch window that I also found at Dollar Tree, and one of the Dollar Tree wooden crates. I'm going to start by cutting off the top piece on his head because this is a Christmas ornament and I don't need that for this project. I will also be removing the pine and the white trim around his neck as well. Next, I'm taking the color Khaki by Apple Barrel Paint, and I'm going to give this 2 coats of paint. I'm going to give it a quick blow dry so we can keep moving. Now I'm going to take and unscrew the little clip off the front, and then the back piece tears off pretty easy, and I took some cuticle clippers just to trim off like the extra cardboard or paper that lifted with it, and I sanded it to make it flat as well. Now I'm taking my hot glue gun and I'm going to glue the wooden crate onto the window like this. After that, I'm using the color Ink by Waverly, and I'm going to cover this entire thing with black paint everywhere. So the entire thing, inside, outside, the back, everything is painted black. And of course, I'm giving it a quick blow dry so we can keep moving. Now I'm going to glue the head of the deer onto that part of the arched window. I'm going to fill it with pine, and I'm just bending back the pieces right here because I do want to rearrange it. I want to go get some picks that have like little white berries on or snowflakes or something. I didn't have any, so I just wanted to bend them, so I didn't permanently commit right now. But I might leave it like this if I can't find anything. But if I find something, I want to be able to change it up. So I add some pine cones, I added the rusted star, and now I'm going to glue some white snowflakes onto the front of the crate. I think this is so beautiful, the contrast. Perfect for winter. I love the deer head. I love this piece. It's perfect for like a shelf sitter or an entry table. I ended up adding some of these silver branches because they're a bit more wintry looking, and some greenery I found that had white on it, but we're all done with this project. Oh, this was such a fun one. I included it in this video because I am trying to categorize stuff for you guys. I know a lot of times what we used to do in this genre is we would all just make Dollar Tree DIYs, and we still do occasionally. I definitely see YouTube channels doing that, but it is also very trending to take one item and show everything you can do with it and make with it. So to make it easier, I guess I am kind of hunting down, like I go ahead and do my new DIYs, and then if I can think of anything else that was really cute, I try to include it in the video. So if you've seen it, you can fast forward through, but I just feel like that's going to be helpful. So if you want to make something with crates, you don't have to go, what video was that Holly put that in, and you'll never find it. So I just thought, well, I'll just categorize everything. This is a crate craft, and that way you can at least look at that. So as you can see, I traced out the Christmas tree, and then I just cut the center out, which, by the way, it was like butter. It was so simple to do, and it was just sliding around, and I just kind of tilted my blade sideways. Smooth cut, so simple to do. And this idea originally comes from Summer at Hammond's Nest. I love this. So you just take an image. You can use a snowman, Santa Claus, a church, anything you want. You could probably put like a family photo in there too. I mean, anything you want, and you use that center as a frame. And I was showing you that the part that I cut out, I actually thought you could save for another DIY because it's kind of cute, like a fancy snowflake. So I did save that. Haven't thought of anything yet I'm going to make, but I saved it. And warning to everybody, use your hot glue on low heat or use cold glue, because I have found that these Dollar Tree tiles can melt if you turn your glue gun up. So I just thought I'd let you know. So I'm just doing the edge here because I'm trying to make sure it doesn't warp or do anything weird. I am on low heat, but just as a precaution, I just went around the edge, and that worked just fine. Then I used the old trick of grabbing a baby wipe and some antique wax, and I just kind of gave everything a border and shadow and dimension. It looked really nice. And then I took the same wipe and the same stain, and I stained the crate. And where the stain didn't reach, of course, I'm just using that trick where I take a little brush and some watered down stain and get it in the cracks that way. Now this is Folklore antique wax. However, I did add black paint to it because I wanted it to look more like a dark walnut. So in case that threw you, that is a little bit of a darker stain. And then you just glue your Christmas tree on. And I was thinking you could do this with a pumpkin. You could do this with an Easter egg. You could do this trick with any seasonal little wood item from the Dollar Tree, anything in the back, a star. It's just a great little thing to do with the crate. And I realized you're going to see the back of this craft the way that I had it set up in my house. So I went ahead and I stained the back of the Christmas tree, but this is what we have so far. Now this is a little bit different than what Summer did, so I do recommend that you go check out her channel. Again, it's Hammond's Nest. She didn't do this, I can't remember what she did, but I don't think she used a crate. I think she used something else. But I just go about filling my crate up with seasonal decor. Again, depending on what season you're doing, those could be Easter eggs, they could be little pumpkins. It's so fun. And I took a little bow and I just glued it in the center, and then I grabbed one of these primitive stars. I love these things. I got this from Amazon. The link is down below in my description box, and I just glued it on the front, and that was it. We're all done, and I think it came up so beautiful. In this project, I'm using 2 crates from the Dollar Tree, and I'm showing you that I got different ones in different sizes. Now, you can use them vertically or horizontally. It's totally up to you, but because one was shorter than the other, I decided to go ahead and use them both vertically. I'm just taking some hot glue. This is Gorilla Hot Glue on the low setting, and I'm going to glue these 2 crates together. Next, I'm using the color in Pumpkin from Apple Barrel Paint, and I'm going to give one crate a coat with the pumpkin color, and the next crate I'm going to go ahead and use Apple Barrel Paint again in the color Antique Parchment. See that paint right there where it's gathering in between the crates? I just take a kitchen knife and go through to remove that. After that, I take Antique Parchment and I do some dry brushing on my bigger orange crate pumpkin. And then I did a dry brushing here with like a soft sherbet type orange, which I did not care for at all. So I'm just showing you why it's a different color. And I'm repainting it again with the Antique Parchment to start again. This time I decided to take the color Burnt Umber from Apple Barrel Paint and give the cream one a dry brush. Well, it's not quite a dry brush, it's kind of just a distressing thing, and I use a baby wipe to wipe off if I put too much down, and I paint the bottom a solid dark color. I do the same thing on the orange one, I just don't go as heavy, but in order to make them match a little bit better and come together, I went ahead and used Burnt Umber on this one, and I also paint the bottom the dark color, a solid color, to let, I don't know why I did that, I just thought it looked more finished. This is the assortment ribbon I came up with to make a messy bow for these pumpkins. I do have a full tutorial on how to make bows. You can find it down in my description box. All of that ribbon was from the Dollar Tree except for the thicker twine one. I got that from Temu, I think for $2 or under. It was very cheap. I remember thinking it was comparable to the Dollar Tree, maybe even a little cheaper per yard. And then I'm just using some hot glue. Now, the reason I didn't show you me cutting these little branches on top that I use for stems in half is because I do end up actually tearing them off and replacing them with taller ones. So for now we're just focusing on the bow, and I take and strategically glue that to cover up the holes on the top pumpkin so you can't see that because that taller crate did have some little holes on the top like handles. And then I'm using these tiny pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. I'm just cutting off the stick. These are going to be glued in the center like this for some extra embellishment. I thought that looked so cute. And now I'm taking some leftover leaves from the fall florals again. I've talked about that previously, and we're going to do that for the pumpkin little leaf, I guess, just to give some greenery. And here I go. This is when I rip off the stem because I thought, Holly, that's just not working. So we take the taller stem. I'm definitely going to do my bows first, I think, and try to plan ahead how tall they're going to be, because once you start stacking up the embellishment, your stem can disappear. So I tore that off. Here's some leftover metal ribbon, and I cut it right down the center. And this is a great trick. It came up so cute and totally went with the rustic theme of these crate pumpkins. I'm taking a paintbrush and just spinning it around the paintbrush, and I chose a paintbrush because it gets gradually thinner at the top, so it makes that little metal ribbon look more legit, because I'm going to turn that into one of those little curly cube things that come out of the pumpkins. See right there? And I glue those down, and they are so cute. I really think that makes these DIY crate pumpkins that much more special. And that's it. And I love the way these came out. I had so much fun making all of these. If you guys had fun today too and you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought, and give it a thumbs up. Share the video, and if you'd like to see more of my projects and creations, here's another video I think you'll enjoy watching next.